Hello and welcome to DNQ Football, and I'm so excited to be bringing you content relating to another tournament in OFC in Oceania. It's fantastic. We've got the MSG Prime Minister's Cup. Oh, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for this one. We've not had any real matches since the OFC World Cup qualifiers. They only come around once every 4 years. We've not had any other kind of cups to kind of sink our teeth into from this region. And finally we have a tournament. So this is a similar kind of resurrection to the Melanesia Cup, which hasn't happened since 2000. So you're thinking that's a 22-year gap of this kind of football tournament. There are 6 teams competing across 5 nations. Now, Vanuatu, they're the hosts. And what's really interesting about this is they didn't actually compete in OFC World Cup qualifiers because of COVID, decimating their squad. Devastating for them after travelling all that way to Qatar, and people's opinions on that are people's opinions on that. Either way, though, for the Vanuatu perspective, very, very upsetting. But it's not just one Vanuatu side that competes. They've got their main side, and then they've also got a development side as well, Vanuatu B, which will both be competing alongside Papua New Guinea in Group A of this tournament. And then in Group B, a few more of the familiar faces from the OFC World Cup qualifiers, with Solomon Islands, New Caledonia and Fiji competing in Group B. They will all play each other once, kind of standard World Cup format, really, head-to-head. And the top 2 sides from each group will go through to semi-finals. It will be first in Group A versus second in Group B, and first in Group B against second in Group A. Standard format for this tournament. It's going to be played between the 16th or 17th, depending on time zones, and 30th of, or again 31st, depending on time zones, of September. So this is coming up real soon. We'll be trying to bring you as much content from this tournament as possible. Some of it will either be a little bit early, and some of it will be a little bit late, because obviously we're based in the United Kingdom, and this is happening quite far away, to be honest, quite far away in Vanuatu. But so pleased about this one. I'm going to hit you with some predictions, and it's going to be hard for me to do that because I've not seen Vanuatu ever play. But I'm one of the few people that's seen these other sides play, actually. So, provided that they go with similar squads, I imagine that they will, because under 19s and things, they've had OFC tournaments competing, so you're not going to see, I don't think, that many new faces. There will be some, but not that many new faces from World Cup qualifiers, really. PNG, I think, will be really solid. I expect PNG to go through alongside Vanuatu A team in Group A. I imagine the Vanuatu development side will go out, but I think they'll give it a good go. I really do. I don't think that they're there just to fill spaces. I think that they will compete, and hopefully will compete well. PNG, Vanuatu, it's going to be tough to say who's going to win that one. I'm going to go with PNG just because, a bit of a PNG fanboy myself, that I thought they were fantastic at the OFC World Cup qualifiers in Doha. And, you know, as you can see, you'd have already seen, I've got a signed team sheet from Comelong. Comelong's been on the channel. I mean, you know, PNG all the way, really, to win Group A and Vanuatu second. Group B, complicated one. Be interesting to see who plays from a New Caledonian perspective. Yeah, will they go kind of the players based in the islands, or will they try and get some players in from France, as they can do, or play in the French leagues is probably the right way for me to say that. Fiji, they'll be looking to build on, again, another solid round of OFC World Cup qualifiers, maybe go that one step further. I still expect the Solomon Islands, though, to top this group. I think not only have we seen what they can do with their main squad, I think they've got a really good whole system in place, and under the coach Philippe, I think they'll win this group. Who comes second? Tough to say. From what I saw in World Cup qualies, I'm going to go with Fiji, and I'm going to go New Caledonia. I thought they were a little bit underwhelming at World Cup qualifiers, so I'm going to go with the Fiji Solomons top 2. I'm going to go Solomons to top it, Fiji second. It's difficult with these round robin games because in a one-off game, all New Cal have to do is maybe beat one of them, and they'd give themselves a chance to do that. Really impressed with Solomons. When it comes to semi-finals, what I'm therefore predicting is, I'm not going to go into the specific matchups based on who I think is going to come first and second, but I think the final will be PNG Solomons, I think, depending on how the tournament sets up. And I do think the Solomons would win it. But but it will be close. PNG did the best against New Zealand in the World Cup qualifiers, despite the fact that New Zealand, okay, they didn't have a full squad. That game should have been a draw. The referee just didn't really know the rules, walking the wall back and then they play it across and score. No disrespect to New Zealand, but it was a bit suspect. PNG Solomons will be a really close game. Solomons are the best attacking team, in my opinion. PNG by far the best defensive team. So it'll be interesting to kind of weigh that up. If it was a head-to-head, I'd say the Solomons maybe just edge it. Purely because I think PNG are very dependent on Atikepo, Raymond Ganemba and Tommy Semi to get goals. Obviously that's kind of logical because that's their front three, but they don't have much from midfield in the same way that the Solomons could have. Really anyone in that whole Solomon Islands team could pop up with a goal. I think it's more, the PNG have to play more counter-attacking and more direct, which I like as a style of play. I'm a big fan of it. Solomons, they get the ball down and play. It will really come down to, hey, this head-to-head may not even happen, and I'm speaking endlessly about it. So let's get back to really the core principle, which is it's fantastic that this tournament's going ahead. It's fantastic that Vanuatu are hosting and participating. We will keep you up to date with the group stages as they happen, and there will be a preview as well before the semi-finals, before the final, based on how we see the groups going. Thanks as always for supporting D&Q. We absolutely love bringing you this kind of content, and we will see you next time.